Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. So I'm glad you joined me. Hey, are you enjoying the fall colors? Because I was out driving today and it was so pretty. Like I have my favorites. I have my favorite colors of, is that weird? Like I'm not so much in the yellows, but like the deep reds and the oranges. Oh, love, love. So just getting everything set up here. So do say hi when you arrive so I know you're there. Okay, so just before we get started, a couple things. I have a new class. It's a new online class. We'll do it through Zoom. And registration for that ends on October 13th. And I believe, not on my calendar, I believe the class is November 12th. That sounds right. So I will put all the important links up in the comments after the video. Hi Sandy, welcome. Happy Tuesday to you too. So I just wanted to show you some cards. I don't know if you're familiar with Love of Leaves. And these aren't the cards we'll be making, but these are some cards that I've done and that will appear on my blog. So the one thing I love about it is the dies. There is an option to purchase the dies in my class. So that's one of them. This one I did with watercolor. And then this one, this is one of the dies right from it, and I used the is it Tis the Season? I think this is the Tis the Season DSP there. And then this one, I think this one's maybe my favorite. This is my Canadian card, Anyway, this also uses, I believe, Tis the Season paper. I get myself mixed up. But just to also mention, before we get stamping here, that this DSP, the Tis the Season, well, there's 15 different DSPs that are on sale packages, and they're all 15% off. So like, wow. All right, let's see what we have here. And I'm going to grab some stuff to work on. Okay, hey Tracy, Grace, Janice, Lee. Yeah, I'm hoping, like, I'm starting classes now because I figure that it's, you think you're just waiting for the pandemic to end. Well, I don't think it's ending anytime soon. So let's do some online classes and stamp together. That makes sense, doesn't it? All right, so we're going to start backwards apparently this time. So this is crumb cake, which I really, I always thought of it as just kind of it's okay. But I really, really am enjoying crumb cake. So this cardstock is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. Now, as I was sitting it here, once again, it's not laying flat. So just use your bone folder. I always like to flip it over and do the same thing. And I never seem to use this area. I seem to always use the flat. Just don't use the pointy part. All right. And then this, here's the other side. Wow. This is the plaid tidings paper, also on sale. And well, this is crumb cake. So let's just get that attached and we'll get some of the gluing out of the way. I'm not super keen on this side, but the other side spoke to me. Now, when I looked at this paper, I went, well, it is pretty crumb cake. And it needed something to liven it up a bit for this. Nice subtle card, mind you. Okay, I'm gluing my fingers already. Oh boy. So I use Tombow, and I always say, you don't need a ton. Oh, someone forgot to turn the sound off on her phone. I apologize. I had it. I turned it on because I had a little nap. Yeah, I was tired. My body didn't let me sleep last night, so I thought, I would just lie down for a little bit. Okay, so this piece, I should mention. Oh, not again. Okay, no more messages. This piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Yeah. And this is where we just kind of assemble things, or I'll show you the pieces actually, and then we'll get the assembly. Alrighty. Now, something I don't often use on Christmas cards is black, but this is a piece of basic black, 3 by 3 1/4. and I embossed it with, you know, my favorite folder. We should almost have like, does anyone know Sandy's favorite folder? I really, really like Tasteful Textile. It just adds just the right amount to it. I think it'll go about there. And then, now this is different than, I do have my blog almost, but it's ready, but I just don't have it. I don't think I put, yeah, it's not, until I put the video on, it won't be live. So this is going to be a little bit different than the original, but this is Whisper White, and this is 1 3/8 by 3 3/4. And this is embossed with wrapped texture. There's 2 embossing folders, and this is one of the 2. Well, obviously, because I'm holding it in my hand. So it's going to go kind of there. It's kind of how I designed the card. How am I going to put this? Now, do you remember this die from In the Woods? I do. And it's the coolest tree. So it cuts, and if you wish, so there's more dies in this. I'm just showing you what the die itself looks like. And I can get the glue. I definitely glued myself. And I actually glued the paper down to my finger. I don't think you need to see that. All right, so this paper is, this is 'Tis the Season. And actually I should bring this one out too. This is also from 'Tis the Season. This is another piece we're going to use. Now with this, you could choose to give these guys a little curl up. I didn't for this card, but it is something you can do. So that's 'Tis the Season, and this is 'Tis the Season. There's the other side. This particular piece, oh, did I write it down? I did not. Oh, I know. It's 3/4 of an inch. I remember, I did write it down by 4 1/8. I have to write these down. You know, I'm not that, smart, but just not. I can't remember all those. So I just thought a little separation of color was required there. So we're getting there, but we're going to do some embossing. So that's the card partially done. Now, when I heat emboss, I like to put something underneath. You can tell I was using the mousse punch. I love that mousse. All right, and I have put my white embossing powder into, this is just a dollar store container I've had for eons. And then I found, I think it's a little protein powder, or I don't know what it is, scoop. Okay, let me just take a moment and take a look here. Hey, Julie, Kathy, Marcy, welcome. Pardon my frog. Okay, so this is Versamark. Don't let yours look like this, okay? You don't have to be me, that's for sure. Don't do what I do. All right, now we don't sell the Embossing Buddy, but you can still purchase them like on Amazon and maybe at your local craft stores, or maybe, I'm not sure. Haven't been to a store for quite some time. Alrighty, so you put that down, the Embossing Buddy, and that's going to keep the excess embossing powder from sticking to this. Now you may get a few, but that's okay. That's why we have tools handy. And this stamp, oh, I should tell you, this stamp is from Wrapped in Christmas. So it doesn't matter if I do this upside down or right side up, because I'm going to cut it. But I'm going to try and get it reasonably close to keep the cutting down to a minimum. Right about, how about right there? Yes, I do want to keep the cutting down to a minimum. I know you can't see much there. That's not the magic. Now, I always say I do 2 of these, but tonight we're going to wing it and see what happens. Yep, get that out of there. And just to make sure, let's give her one more. I'm loving that little scoop. I always had a piece of paper that I scooped with, but why wouldn't you use a scoop, right? Or I would love a little spoon, but I don't have any. That looks like it worked. We'll find out with the magic. Now it is going to get a little noisy. So while we do that, I'm going to, oh wait, always cover this before you turn your, cover it, put it away, whatever you have to do before you turn the heat tool on. There, that was it closing a lot. All right, and get rid of that. We don't need that. So this is the stamp set we're using. I don't know if it's going to be really glary. Is that a word? I don't know. All right, here we go. Now, assuming you can hear me, I was always told to be like 4 or 5 inches away. Yeah, no, you can be right there. Just keep it moving. And you start to see the magic. I'm just moving my hands. It's very hot, so you need to be careful. If you've never heat embossed, you need to heat emboss. And it just takes your project. See how long that takes? I probably didn't even have to do it that long, but it just takes your projects from that's pretty to that's cool. All right, oh, these are not my right scissors. Okay, we will make this work. Okay, and I don't have my trimmer, do I? I'm just turning around to say, oh, I do have my trimmer. One sec. Pardon me. I thought I had taken it upstairs because I'm busy creating. Busy, busy, busy. I've got more classes coming too, so watch for that. Oh, which reminds me then, I hope I didn't put my head in there. You'll want to sign up for my newsletter, so you'll get the up to date in case you miss it on Facebook. I do post here as well, of course. All right. So what I'm doing is here's this little valley here, and this is clearly the cutting blade. It's sharp. Be careful. And I'm just looking. I never know how well this shows on the video. So I'm just going to, I can see the words through here. I'm just going to back them up just a bit. So I want it nice and close. And then just make that commitment and do it, right? Be a Nike commercial and just do it. How many hundreds of times have I said that? There. And that can move over there. So now I have a little less cutting to do. I'm not being lazy, I swear. Okay. Here goes nothing. Yeah, with the wrong scissors. Oh my goodness. But you know what? We'll wing it because we can do it. At least they're, oh, that's close. At least they're long enough to make one straight cut. When you're fussy cutting, you definitely don't want to be on a straight like this, going like this, and then cutting again. So I'm going to take that right off there. Get that out of the way. And then turn it this way. So, and I swear this isn't rocket science. We just go with it. I think what you would mostly be aiming for with this is to have it pretty much even. Like you don't want a huge border up here and then nothing down here, as an example. And being a big girl, good girl, I'm putting my scissors away. Okay, bring it back. There. And that's kind of nice. I looked at punches and whatever, and I just went, you know what? I want this one fussy cut. So, all right, let's assemble. This is a really quick card. And I will say again, you know that when I do my videos, I want to make cards that you can make. So if you don't heat emboss, but I think you should, if you don't heat emboss, pick a different color and stamp it, and you can still fussy cut around it, but you can definitely duplicate this card. And then I've given you the measurements. You know I only do my measurements in the video. I don't put them on my blog because it's kind of repetitive. And I'm going to do this ever so slightly different than the original. Now the good thing about this, if you've lined up this piece is easy because it's plaid and you can just follow that. Groovy. And I like to use Tombow, as you know, or multi-purpose liquid glue if you prefer. I will show you what the other embossing folder in the 2-pack of these is. And I have to look. Does this go first? No. Whew, close call. Hang on there, buddy. This one goes on first. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I switched them around. Really wouldn't. Okay, so let's put this one on. Just our little pop of color. And I see glue coming out the bottom here, so that's what fingernails are for, right? Just grab those little bits. Okay, so that's good. So that goes actually edge to edge, the same as the crumb cake piece. Now let's get this on before my glue dries. And very geometric, you know, it's just rectangle, rectangle, rectangle. That's why I say it's very easy. Now, with this piece, did I pop it up? Of course I did. Of course I did. Okay, so I had my big dimensionals, but I'm going to get the small ones out. And you know, I actually looked at this side, and I'm all for let's be different, but I really like the green. So I did think about it. So if you were to glue this piece, okay, you would want to be very careful that you did not get your glue close to these parts because it's going to come through. I am going to, though, use the mini dimensionals, and we'll just pop a few on here and there. Hey, Krista, welcome. Wow, did it ever get quiet? My house is so quiet right now. So quiet. Oh my goodness. Are you stuck to my finger now? Yep. Probably should be using my take your pick tool. There. So those are the mini ones. If you don't have the mini ones, cut the big ones, but these are really handy. So, oh, maybe, you know what? One more. One more. You can never have enough of these, right? There's so many in the package, right? So, don't see that matters. Alrighty. And I would use my take your pick tool, just these are tiny, and I'm going to hold them off with my fingernails this time. So I hope you're liking the card so far. I showed my daughter a picture of it earlier today when I was helping with my grandson, and she was like, yeah, I don't like that paper. I do not like that paper. I told you I don't like that paper. And I'm like, I think you're missing the point here. It's the background. So I hope you're liking the card. It's different, let's put it that way. And I actually had made it weeks ago. And then something else struck my fancy, so I made a different card. So we're finally getting to this one. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I have entered another card in Kylie Bertucci's International Highlights Blog Hop Gallery. That's a mouthful. And I'll post it here after, and I hope you like the card. My daughter didn't like the card that I made either. She's very picky. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, darn it. As soon as I did this, okay, I will show you the finished one, because I'm not, can I? Oh yeah, I can pull them off. Can I pull them off? Thank you. Rosemary, you like the background. Thank you. I love this paper, and all it needs is a little dolling up. There we go. Phew. Because you know me, it's off to the side. Yep, that was one of the dies. I forgot this. So we're actually going to put some tinsel on the tree. So your best friend with this is going to be your glue dots and your take your pick tool. So we'll get this started. And this will be tricky now that I've put the dimensionals on. So we'll find out. And if I have to trim the end, which I probably will, that's okay. So we're just going to, you see how it's bumpy on the edges? We're just aiming for those bumps. And I just thought she didn't like this part either. My daughter usually likes my card. I'm not being mean or anything to her. She usually likes my cards, just not this one. Well, not this paper. And not my card on the International Blog Highlights. There we go. Sometimes after you've messed up, you have to, you know, change things up just a little bit. So the glue dots will hold everything down. I only need 2 because the rest isn't going to loosen up anywhere. Back to the scissors. Let's cut that first little end. I'm going to miss that wispy end. Oh, but I am so happy because my order, because this is all I have left of the roll. Just one second. I'll put the little crumblets somewhere. Okay, this is all I have left. That's how much I love this paper. Did I just, oh, I didn't cut it from here. Well, gosh. I was getting there. Okay. And there. There. Okay, now we're going to try and stick that back down. Go. This is all I have left. That's how much I like it. There, I said it. Maybe I should have taken that tinsel up to the top, but too bad. Too bad, so sad. Okay, now before we put the sentiment on, we have these little pieces. And I'm not sure if you remember, this is from the annual catalog. This is from the Forever Gold laser cut specialty paper. Got it. Oh, and I should say that this is a combo pack, the Forever Greenery Trim combo pack. So let's just cut this little end off because we don't need that. And I'm really finding that this is going a long way, this paper, like a really long way. Cut that little end off too. This is such a small sentiment. I don't want too much. Now, here's the thing. I may say to myself, I may look at this and say, yeah, that's more than I want. Like, I don't want it competing with the tree. So what I could do is, can I? Yes, I can. Okay, is do that. Pull it apart, make it smaller. Yep. Now when I do this, I know some people will pop it up and then they'll tuck these under. Seriously, build these first. You're going to find it so much easier. So much easier. So let's get those glue dots back again. And the take your pick tool. And we'll attach those. Alrighty. Get rid of that little end. Okay. So it's only going to take one little glue dot here. Will that reach? Yep. Just. And I might be able to. Oh, I think let me just show myself how to do this. Yep, they're stuck. And now put the dimensionals on here. And I can use the bigger ones this time because they're handy. And I am going to put 3 on. That's going to hold that down a little bit more. And we're not done yet. We're not quite done. Okay. Now, in my original, before I photographed it, it had, oh, I thought that was going to fall. Let's just get this on first. Right about, we tuck that under just a little bit. One sec. Can I do that? You know what? We'll leave it right there. Okay. In my original, I left it as this. And then I checked in the drawer and went, I have red rhinestones. I have to use them. So now I might not go as nuts so crazy as I did for the original, but I'll show you both and you can tell me. So, well, we want one up here for sure. And I was just figuring, why don't we just follow the lines? Oop. Follow the lines. Oh, I have too much putty coming out of here. One sec. I can do it with my fingernails, I think. It's easier with the putty. So this is the putty end of it, but I have too much. You don't need very much. There, stay there. Do that and that. So, again, a pretty quick card. And this is the kind of card where you could duplicate it and make like all your Christmas cards quite easily. You don't have to try to think up, 10 different designs. Everybody gets the same. You can change up the colors, of course. That's no biggie. I wanted something pretty neutral because of this. I didn't want to take away from the tree. There we go. Okay, so to me, that's enough. But like I said, on the original, let's just get my little end on there. I did go a little not so crazy. Okay, so here's the original. Slightly different leaves. It's pretty well what I have left in there. And then this one I put them on, then I went, nah, I think it needs a couple more. I think less was more in this particular case. So, my friends, what do you think? Is it a yes? Is it a no? I like it. Daughter's wrong. Anyway, let me know. So thank you for joining me. Please consider the class. It's available all across Canada. You don't have to live in Ontario The only thing is you do have to live in Canada. So if you're watching from the States or anywhere else, I'm sorry, we can't ship our stamp. What's the word? We can't send a stamp pad or product like that, such as that, dies, etc. Anyway, I will see you next Tuesday. If there's anything you need for your crafting needs, let me know. And have a wonderful week. Enjoy this beautiful weather that we're having. I will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye.